Hi students, so in this video we are going to start with the discussion of symmetric form of a straight line. So symmetric form of a straight line, for the approach of this, actually previously we have discussed about how to find the equation of a line passing through x1 y1 having slope m. The same discussion we will be doing here, but the equation will be presented in a different manner. Okay, so how we are going to derive this symmetric form, just observe. So let us observe this as the required line L is equal to 0. The line is passing through x1 comma y1. Inclination of the line is theta. So this is the angle made with positive x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. And let us take a variable point x comma y on the line. So this is variable point or moving point. Okay. So now here I will draw a perpendicular from px comma y onto x-axis, a perpendicular from A onto x-axis, and a perpendicular from A onto this line, so PM. So now we have to observe that since this point is x1 y1, this length is going to be y coordinate of the point y1, this point is x comma y, so this complete length is going to be y coordinate of this point y. So this length is y and this length is y1. So what is the remaining length? So this is y1, means even this length is going to be y1. So this complete length is y, this length is y1. So remaining length is going to be y minus y1. Similarly, taking this point, this will be x coordinate of the point. Means this length is going to be x1. With respect to this point, this length is going to be x coordinate of this point, means x. So this length is x, this length is x1. So what is the remaining length now? X minus x1. So even this length is x minus x1. Slope of this line is theta. That means even here you will have angle theta. Okay, so now in triangle APQ, which is of course a right angle triangle, here you have theta. So what is going to be sin theta value? Sin theta means opposite side by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse means AP. So opposite side y minus y1 by AP. So from this you can get that AP is equal to y minus y1 by sin theta. Now in the same triangle, let us write cos theta value. In the same triangle APQ, here you have theta. So cos theta means adjacent side by hypotenuse. So cos theta x minus x1 by hypotenuse AP. So from this equation, what is AP? AP is going to be x minus x1 by cos theta. So observe equations 1 and 2. Clearly both are equal because this is AP value, even this is AP value. So let us equate these two now. So from 1 and 2, we can conclude that x minus x1 by cos theta is equal to y minus y1 by sin theta. These two will be equal. So this is called as symmetric form of equation of the line L is equal to 0. So this is basically the symmetric form. Okay, and in this symmetric form, These two must be equal to AP, no? So when we consider both of them equal to AP also, we can get the parametric equations of this line. So we will get the parametric equations also. So the symmetric form will be ending here itself. Okay, so I'm extending from here now. Both these are equal to AP. So this AP length I will take as some R for example. Now x minus x1 by cos theta means this can be negative or positive, we don't know, depending on the angle, because theta is the inclination of the angle, inclination of the line. So this can be actually more than 90 also. This x minus x1 we don't know whether it is positive or negative, depending on the variable point we take. Okay, so sin theta is definitely positive only for any inclination. So we don't know the signs of these two, but AP must be always positive only, because AP is this length of this side, or AP is the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. R must be always positive only. Therefore, I can write this as x minus x1 by cos theta is equal to y minus y1 by sin theta. This cannot be negative. So instead of writing R, I will write mod R, because this cannot be negative, which is equal to R. So therefore I am taking modulus of R just to get positive value. Now I will separate this part and this part. So when I separate this part, I will get x minus x1 is equal to mod R into cos theta, and when I separate this part, that is equating these two, y minus y1 is equal to mod R into sin theta. But generally modulus of R means plus or minus R only, no? So when we take plus or minus R and shift this minus x1 to right side, so we will get x1 plus or minus R cos theta, and y is equal to, shift this minus y1 to right side, and in place of mod R, write plus or minus R. So this is called as parametric form of equation of the straight line. So this application is actually very important. The concept application is very important. Just try to observe here. To get x comma y, that is to get this point, we will use this formula. And what are the data given here? So whenever a straight line with inclination theta passing through x1 comma y1 is given, to find a point which is at a distance of r units from this point. Okay, to find a point which is at a distance of r units from this point, okay, that is to find x comma y, we use this formula. Okay, so how to apply the formula is also very important. So whenever you want a point which is at a r units distance from given point, and the inclination of this line is known, you have to use this formula. So y plus or minus means, so whenever x1 comma y1 is given, if you want a point which is r units above this point, use plus in this plus or minus. Whenever this x1 y1 is given, and you want a point which is r units away from this and below this point, if you want a point which is r units away from A and above A means use plus. If you want a point which is r units away from A but below A, on this line only, below A, then use minus. So when you use plus or minus, you will get 2 points. You will get 2 points which are r units away from A. You will get 1 point here and you will get 1 point somewhere here. Okay, so specifically when you want only one point, use plus. Both the points means use plus or minus. So this is called as parametric equations of the straight line L is equal to 0. Application of this formula is very important. So let us do a simple example based on this. Yes, so this is the problem based on the application of parametric equations which we have discussed just now. So see the question. A straight line through Q through root 3 comma 2 makes an angle pi by 6 with positive direction of x-axis. Means a straight line inclination is given as pi by 6. Okay. So therefore, let me take the straight line like this. So inclination of this line is given as pi by 6. And the straight line is drawn through the point Q. And this point is given as root 3 comma 2. Okay, straight line through this point having inclination pi by 6. If the straight line means if this straight line intersects another line at P, find the distance PQ. So if this line intersects another line, so let me suppose the second straight line to be like this. So I am using dotted lines for second straight line. So let me say I take this as second straight line, which is given as, what is this, root 3x minus 4y plus 8 is equal to 0. So the required straight line or given straight line intersects another straight line at the point P. Okay, distance PQ is required. This distance is required. So basically, can we apply parametric equations? That we have to first think. When we will apply parametric equations? When we are given a line with some inclination and a point on the line. So when we are given a point on the line and the inclination of the line is also known, to find another point on this line which is located at some distance. So for example, if the distance of P from Q is R, for example, then using this formula can we get P? Yes. So because Q is located at a distance of R units from Q, we know the point Q, we can use this formula. So what is theta when we are using the formula? Inclination of the line. What is x1, y1? Given point. xy means the required point, means to get this point P, we can use this formula. P is located at a distance of R units from Q. To get P, we can use this formula now. Okay. So direct formula application I am writing here. So using the parametric equations, to find P, x1 comma y1 you take as root 3 comma 2 and theta inclination of this line pi by 6. Apply the formula. X is equal to, so see carefully, P is located above the Q, we have taken like that. So when P is located above this point, we have discussed that we have to take plus sign. When P is located above the point. When the point P is below Q, we will take minus sign. So that plus or minus, okay, depends on how we are taking this P. So we can take, actually the line can be below Q also, we don't know. So you can take either plus or minus, anything is okay here. So therefore, let us consider to find x comma y, we will take the point, required point x as x1 plus r cos theta. I am using plus y because I have chosen P above the Q. Okay. So root 3 plus x1 is root 3. R means R only because we don't know what is that length. This PQ length we have taken as R, no, that only we have to find it. Okay. So root 3 plus R into cos theta, that means cos pi by 6. So we will get root 3 plus cos pi by 6 is what? Root 3 by 2. So root 3 R by 2. Y is equal to y1 plus R sin theta. y1 means 2 plus R sin pi by 6. So sin pi by 6 is 1 by 2. This is y, this is x. Therefore, we got the point P x comma y, that point P x comma y as, what is this x? Take root 3 common, you will get 1 plus R by 2. This is x and y is, I will write 2 plus R by 2 as this. Okay, so this is the point x comma y. Now observe the figure carefully. When you observe the figure carefully, you can easily identify that the point P is actually on this second line. This P clearly is on the second line. That means whatever point we got here must satisfy this second line, root 3x minus 4y plus 8 is equal to 0. So to find P, we have used parametric equations. Once we got P, we can substitute P in the second equation now. So substituting and solving, we will get R. This R only you have to find. This PQ length we have taken as R. That only we have to find. Okay. Now we will substitute this point in the second line. That substitution you have to observe now. So now, since P lies on root 3x minus 4y plus 8 is equal to 0, we get, now substitute the point, root 3 into, in place of x, this x coordinate we have to substitute. So root 3 into 1 plus R by 2 minus 4 y coordinate, 2 plus R by 2 plus 8 is equal to 0. So simplifying, root 3 into root 3, okay, 3 into 1 plus R by 2. So 3 plus 3R by 2 minus 8 minus 2R plus 8 is equal to 0. So this plus 8 minus 8 you can cancel. So when we simplify now, that is, just take LCM, 6 plus 3R minus 4R is equal to 0. So you will get 6 minus R is equal to 0. That means R is equal to 6. What is R? This R is nothing but the length PQ. So this length PQ itself is required in the question. So this is the simple application of parametric equations, which is actually very important concept when we discuss about boards or competitive exams. This concept application is very, very important and it is widely used. Okay. So when standard form of a line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is given, so how to write the slope of the line directly? Means for slope of the line means normally when a line is given, how you will try to find the slope means you have to find the inclination of the line or you have to convert into some other form like that. So directly whenever we see a line in this model, how to write the slope? Let us see. So if we convert this line into y is equal to mx plus c form. What is this form? This is the slope intercept form of the line. So when we convert this line into this model, slope intercept form, directly coefficient of x is nothing but slope. So let us try to convert into this form. Converting into this form means we have to write the equation as y is equal to something model. So therefore I will write this as by is equal to minus ax minus c. So to get this model, what we have to do now? You have to divide with b, because y is equal to something you must get. Divide with b. So y is equal to minus a by b into x plus, I will write like this, minus c by b. So do you have y is equal to mx plus c form now? What is the coefficient of x here? Minus a by b. This is the slope of the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So whenever a line is given like this, slope of the line is nothing but minus a by b, means minus coefficient of x by coefficient of b, quotient of y. You have to remember that. So the slope of this line is minus a by b. So minus a means coefficient of x and b means coefficient of y. This is the standard formula you have to remember whenever line is in this form. And compared with this, what is this c? This is y-intercept. So what is the y-intercept we have? Minus c by b. So y-intercept is minus c by b. So y-intercept is not a big matter, because to get y-intercept, simply we have to put x0 in this. We can get easily. If you want x-intercept, you have to put y0. Okay, to get x-intercept of the line, put y0. To get y-intercept of the line, put x0. That is easy actually to calculate y-intercept. It's not a big issue. For slope, you have to remember this formula. Okay, now whenever two lines are given in this model, two lines, if they are parallel, what is the condition? If they are perpendicular, what is the condition? Let us see. For example, you are given two lines like this. a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. You are given two lines. Let me there take this first line as L1, second line as L2 for example. So what happens if L1 is parallel to L2? So two lines are parallel means their slopes are equal. So what is the slope of this first line? Just use this formula. What is the slope of first line? Minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y. What is the slope of second line? Minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y. So both sides minus you can remove. And you can also write this as a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. This is the better way of remembering the formula. a1 by a2 means x coefficients ratio is equal to b1 by b2 y coefficients ratio. So whenever two lines are parallel to each other, the ratio of x coefficients and y coefficients will be equal. Okay, so this is the important condition. Similarly, what happens if the lines are perpendicular to each other? So when the lines are perpendicular to each other, already we have discussed that product of slopes will be equal to minus 1. Okay, product of slopes is minus 1. So slope of first line we have written here minus a1 by b1. slope of second line minus a2 by b2, product of the slopes must be minus 1. So in the LHS, minus into minus becomes plus. So therefore you will get a1 a2 by b1 b2 is equal to minus 1. Cross multiply. You will get a1 a2 is equal to minus b1 b2. Write this b1 b2 in LHS side. So a1 a2 plus b1 b2 is equal to 0. So this is the condition when the lines are perpendicular to each other. a1 a2 plus b1 b2 must be equal to 0. So condition for two lines to be perpendicular. Okay, so let us solve this problem. Transform the given equation into various forms. We have discussed all the forms. So transform into slope intercept form, normal form. So first, what is slope intercept form? Y is equal to mx plus c. So converting into y is equal to mx plus c is the first model. So let us go one by one. Y is equal to mx plus c. So we have to write this as y is equal to something model, that's all. So how we can write? Root 3x plus y is equal to 4. So we can write this as y is equal to minus root 3x plus 4, that's all. This is the slope intercept form. So slope intercept form means y is equal to mx plus c. We got the model. What is the slope of the line? Minus root 3. What is the y intercept? 4. So slope intercept form conversion of this line means you have to simply remember that you have to express the line as y is equal to something. So LHS must be y only. Whatever is left in the RHS is done. That will be converted to this model, that's all. We have to compare with this model. Okay, and coming to second, intercept form. Intercept form means what? X by a plus y by b is equal to 1, where a, b are intercepts. Okay, so x by a plus y by b is equal to 1 means basically RHS must be 1. That you have to remember. RHS must be 1. Okay, so I will take the given line like this. RHS must be 1 means what you will do? Divide by 4. So divide by 4 means root 3 by 4 plus y by 4 is equal to 1. But intercept form means x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. So I don't want any constant in the numerator. Okay, I did not write x here. I don't want any constant along with x. X must be independently written like this. And okay, so therefore I will write this as x by 4 by root 3 can be write like this, no problem. X by 4 by root 3 plus y by 4 is equal to 1. This is the intercept form. You can see x by a plus y by b equal to 1. This is the x-intercept, this is the y-intercept. So to convert into intercept form, what you will remember? Shift the constant to right side. First step, shift the constant to right side. And whatever constant is there in the right side, divide with that itself. So RHS must be 1. So when you divide with whatever constant you have here, automatically RHS will be 1. So after getting 1 in the RHS, third step is this x and y terms must be independent without constants. So whatever constants you have besides x and y, shift to the denominator. Then you will get this model. So the denominator in the first term is x-intercept, denominator in the second term is y-intercept. So third part is done. So now coming to sixth model, normal form. So root 3x plus y is equal to 4 is the given straight line. What is normal form? X cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to p. So in the normal form, x coefficient will be taken as a, y coefficient will be taken as b, and you have to divide with under root a square plus b square. This is the first step you have to do. Divide with under root a square plus b square. So under root a square plus b square means under root 3 plus 1, 4 will come. That means 2. So divide by 2 is the first step. And you have to take care that the right side part or this RHS part which contains the constant is always positive. In the normal form, the right side part constant must be always positive only. So if it is negative, you have to multiply with minus. So that is not the case here, so no problem. So divide by under root a square plus b square is the first step. So divide by 2 is the first step. So divide by 2 means root 3 by 2 x plus y by 2 is equal to 4 by 2. So after division with under root a square plus b square is over, normal form of the straight line is actually this one. Okay. So alpha is the inclination of the perpendicular drawn from origin to the line, and p is the perpendicular distance from origin to the line. So therefore this is the normal form, no? So whatever x coefficient is there, that will be cos alpha. Whatever y coefficient is there, that will be sin alpha. Okay. So I will write like this. X into root 3 by 2 plus y into 1 by 2 is equal to 2. So compare with the normal form. So when you compare with the normal form, you will get cos alpha is equal to root 3 by 2, sin alpha is equal to 1 by 2, and p is equal to 2 when you compare with the normal form of the line. So cos alpha, sin alpha values we got here. Can we find alpha? Yes. Cos alpha, sin alpha both are positive. So alpha lies in first quadrant. For which angle you will get like this? 30 degrees. So alpha will be 30 or pi by 6. So already we have discussed in the previous video itself that how to find this alpha in different quadrants. What happens when alpha lies in second quadrant, third quadrant, we have discussed in the previous video in detail. So if you did not watch that, please do. Okay, so alpha is equal to pi by 6. P is equal to 2. Write in the normal form now. So I will write this equation as x cos alpha. So alpha is pi by 6, no? So x into cos pi by 6 plus y into sin pi by 6 is equal to 2. So this is the normal form of given equation. So this root 3 by 2 we replaced with cos alpha, that means cos pi by 6. This 1 by 2 we replaced with sin alpha, which is nothing but sin pi by 6. RHS we did not actually change anything. Okay, so normal form x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to p model. Okay, we will conclude here now.